Hello and welcome to Shortcut of CNC. Today we're going to discuss how to bring in the easy gadgets into V-Carve Pro or Aspire. Here we have V-Carve Pro. We're going to create a new file, and on all the easy gadgets there's their job setup is determined by the size. Like drawers are pretty small. Your cabinet maker may be large. So with a cabinet maker, you want to go by a 4 by 8 foot sheet for your job setup. On a drawer, you may want to go half that. Or the MDF door maker, we want to change this to a vertical sheet, and typically a 48 by 96 sheet will work for the MDF door maker, especially when you want to go 2 panels, one at the bottom and one at the top, a long cabinet door. Now, in a single cabinet door, you may not have to go a full sheet. You may be able to use a half sheet. But anyway, the job setup is determined by the job sheet. And also, you want to make sure you have your datum on any one of the sheet setups for any of the easy gadgets in the lower left-hand corner to start with. And you can change that as you wish. Okay, now we've got our job set up for the MDF door maker, but we're going to go ahead and change it back because I want to use the cabinet maker gadget to show what needs to be done next. Okay, we got our sheet made. Now we get the gadget. Here we have the cabinet maker gadget. With most of your gadgets, you want to do a default setup, a default factory reset of the settings. That is on the About page on all your gadgets. Well, most of the gadgets anyway. Here we got a little checkbox. On others, you may have a button right up here in the right upper corner. You close the About page and it resets all the settings to the default settings. So now we'll cancel that, and then there's one other thing you want to do on your job setup using a gadget, and that's to go to the project menu and set up a job path or project path. This is where files are saved to your computer. Cut list files, export files, and files for research, files for like a cut list. The cut list is you can take it and print it out and take it to a table saw and cut your parts on a table saw rather than a CNC. The export file is for problem issues. What it does is it saves your settings to an export file. We, as the technicians, can take a look at your export files by importing the information into the gadget. I'll show you that import button right here. You can import the export file into the gadget, and we can work from your settings and try to solve your problem issue. Now we'll go back to this project menu. We haven't set up our default path. We'll go to downloads and gadget coding, cabinet maker, testing of the cabinet maker, and there we have our default path. Now there are other files which may be a notepad file or a CSV file that's saved to the computer. The CSV file is an Excel spreadsheet file. And there's another file like the HTML file, which you can bring into your browser. You can print it out from your browser. All those are for your convenience. We have created those files for you, the user. Well, anyway, here's the that's the completion of the setup of using a gadget. First, you set up your job sheet according to size, whether it be a drawer gadget, an MDF door maker gadget, or the cabinet maker gadget. They all are various size parts, and that determines your job size. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to do a default factory settings to return the gadget back to the default settings. Now, there's a few gadgets that will also work in millimeters. When you do a job setup, whether it be in millimeters or inches, up here at the top, when you bring the gadget in, it will tell you what you used it last. In other words, if you were in millimeters, it'll show millimeters. So if you brought the gadget in an inch job setup and it says millimeters, you got to do a default factory setting reset. Now, again, some gadgets have the capability, and I'll show you while I'm here. We'll go and do another job setup, and we'll put it in millimeters. We'll bring the gadget back, and you'll see that it says it'll be in inches. Say it, well, in this case it said millimeters, but be careful. Some of the gadgets won't change like that. And it is recommended that you do a default settings reset on the startup. It's a habit to get into. Unless you know, you recognize your settings and all, you may want to try it. But I recommend doing default reset settings and start fresh. That way you don't run into any problems. But anyway, here we'll do a reset. And we're in millimeters, and that's what we went into. So it's all, you see the numbers are larger. That's millimeters. So now we'll close that gadget and we'll switch back to inches. On our setup, and we'll bring the gadget back, and you see it says inches, but look at the settings. They're in millimeters, so you can't trust this up here. You've got to go to the About, Systems Reset, Close, and there you have it. It's in inches. So be careful with the gadgets and use the setup procedure to set up your gadget and your job setup. So there you have it on the job setup and the gadget setup before using the gadget. Thank you for watching Shortcut of CNC.